Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today we're covering Spurs and honestly I could have probably had about 100 videos out on the next Spurs manager by this point, but now today once again for about the 17th time it looks like they're about to confirm a manager. It's Nuno Santos, who we literally just done a video about him joining Everton and then suddenly that was off literally 5 minutes after uploading that video. So apologies on how outdated that one became really fast, but this does sound like it's going to come through. But I mean, a load of Tottenham managers have been doing that. But we're going to jump straight into it and see how he's done throughout the season, as always. And I've done a little twist for just at the end with Harry Kane potentially on the move. I thought, why not add a little element where we have the whole season with Kane, and then I'm just going to do a little 2-minute segment at the end where we see how we would do if Harry Kane was to leave and go to Manchester City, which is linked with them. I'm not going to look at Harry Kane's stats in this video, because that is something that we will be coming up at another point. So yeah, let's jump straight into the video. So here we have Nuno Espirito Santo as before. Stats are here with a 16-man management, 15 motivation, 14 judging the player ability, and 13 potential. So this is, as I said, not Nuno's first appointment. He has previous management experience from 15th of May 2012 when he was actually in charge of Rio Ave. He was there for 2 years until the 19th of May, who then took over Valencia for a year, then went to Porto for a year, and then Wolverhampton Wanderers, where he has spent the last, 4 years, 31st of May until the 23rd of May. He doesn't have that great a win percentage, if I'm being honest. The total for his full spell in management is 47.69. At Wolves, he was in charge of 199 games, winning 95 and losing 55 with a win percentage of 47.74. Now, you would maybe expect that to be a little bit higher on that regards. However, with Wolves being in the Premier League, it is a fairly competitive league, so you have to kind of take it as you can go on that one. He is jumping into Tottenham here. There has been no extra incoming transfers, as you can see down here, and in terms of going out, it's just been a whole load of youth talent. I'm presuming they're all youth, but on loan to Walsall, Tranmere, Exeter, Crawley, Scunthorpe and Hamilton. If we have a look at the tactics that Nuno is deploying, it is a 5 at the back with a 2 midfield and sort of a 5-2-3 with one attacking striker and then 2 wide men. So we'll be interested to see how he gets on with this formation. If we have a look at his schedule, he really hasn't had the best of starts to life in the Premier League with Tottenham, with an opening day draw with Chelsea. You would probably say that's a pretty decent result, especially at Stamford Bridge. However, he then goes on to lose 2-0 to Everton at home and 2-0 to Leicester away. So really not the best in that way, but as you can see, they have managed to get themselves qualified for the Europa League here. So they beat Viking, Alanyaspor and Rosenborg to get into the European group with Milan, Sparta Prague and Antwerp. I'd probably say a tough group. Milan are a very good side. Sparta Prague could probably cause them a few problems, and Antwerp, you wouldn't like to think they will, but they could cause an upset here. So we'll be looking to come back in the sort of just after the January transfer window and hopefully see some progression through here, maybe a couple transfers, and really just hope he can improve on this bad start that he's got. So yeah, we are back and it is February the 2nd. So we have the transfer history. The transfer window is now complete and we have one signing. We have Martial coming in from Galatasaray for a fee of 10.5 million, rising up to 13. A nice little Brazilian centre back here, 24 years old, 13 pace, 14 tackling, a good trajectory on him, hopefully. As we like to, he's already played 2 games since coming in, so it'll be interesting to see how he does until the end of the season. And in terms of outgoings here, we have George Mash going to Portsmouth, Kasper Kurlios, I'm sorry, apologies. He's went to Middlesbrough under 18s for 36k. Harry Winks has joined Sevilla on loan, and Danny Rose has left to go to Hertha Berlin for 2.8 million. So let's have a look at how the schedule has looked since we last left off. So after their defeat to Lincoln in the Carabao Cup, they managed to get a draw with Leeds and the opening day draw in the group stage with Milan. A defeat to Southampton. They must have looked really ropey. Really, like I said, poor start for Nuno at his time at Spurs. So basically what this is saying is brace yourselves, Spurs fans. It's not going to be an easy opening here. But they then do go ahead and beat Sparta Prague 3-0 away from home. A 2-1 victory away from home to Manchester United at Old Trafford is very much to be respected. And then a 0-0 draw with Antwerp away from home, and beating Arsenal 3-2 at the Emirates. You're going to have to take that. You're going to have to be happy. It's a nice little victory there. But then a 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa at home. They then beat Antwerp 3-0 and Fulham 3-1. Draw again with Milan. A 2-0 victory against Everton, Sparta Prague, Crystal Palace, Brighton and Wolves. You can see things starting to slowly pick up here. Maybe the team gelling more into the tactic that Nuno's wanting to play in the style of play, getting there. However, then a 2-1 loss to Newcastle, then a 3-2 win and a 3-1 win against West Ham and Sheffield United. Losing to Man City 2-1 away at the Etihad isn't terrible. You're probably taking that in real life. 3-0 victory at home to West Brom and 3-2 in the FA Cup against Blackburn. Burnley and Chelsea drawn 1-1, and then a loss to Liverpool through in the FA Cup 4th round, a loss to Leicester and 1-0 to Leeds, which puts them into the FA Cup 5th round against Millwall and the Euro Cup knockout against PSV. A probably tie that you would expect them to win based on the previous results there. So he is still in a job. As you can see, it's pretty good. The tactic that he's still deploying is this 5-2-3. As you can see, Kane, Bale, Son, Holberg, Lo Celso, Reguilon, Martial, Dyer, Alderweireld, Doherty and Lloris being injured. How long is he out injured for is the main question. Let me have a check. He is out injured for 5 to 12 days, so he'll be back. That's not a worry. So let's jump right to the end of the season here and see how Spurs finish. And so far, 6th in the English Premier League is probably quite respectable for them considering that start he's had. If we have a look at the overview of competitions here first, you can see they're on 37 points. Man City kind of running away with Manchester United and Liverpool on 56, 53 and 49. But I would certainly say 5th is catchable. And I'd even go as far as saying it's 3rd and 4th catchable if the other teams above go on a little bad run. But definitely in a good position for them here. So let's jump straight back to the end. Alright, end of the season, 25th of May. Tottenham, as you can see by the league positions here, they have finished, well it's saying that they finished 6th, but they finished 5th. So they finished one position up on last year's performance. Obviously not last year as realised performance, but Nuno has made it to the end of the season without a sacking. Let's just have a quick glance. Sorry, I seem to have the hiccups here. A quick glance at the last sort of outgoings and such, and we will see Danny Rose and Ben. So Danny Rose we've seen, and Ben Davies did go to Zenit for 16.25 million. A lot of money there they're getting for Ben Davies. So senior tactics we're going to just start off with here before we look at the results. Now, it did keep with this 5-2-3 the full way round. Interesting one. Does that mean Harry Kane is no? Where's Harry Kane? International probably somewhere. Yeah, international, sorry. Had a moment where I just couldn't think. Right, senior squad. Let's have a look at how they've got on. So they do go ahead to beat PSV 4-1 on aggregate, and they beat Millwall in the FA Cup. They then lose to, it's always Aston Villa they lose to, I swear down here. They do get Red Bull Leipzig in the next round, and they beat them 3-1 on aggregate in between beating Arsenal at home, and then a 2-1 victory at home to Everton. However, then losing to Fulham 2-1, but then beating Man United on penalties in the Carabao Cup, not the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup quarter-final, sorry, I'm away with it here. A draw with Brighton, and then playing Jablonec in the Euro Cup quarter-final from the Czech First Division. Interesting, okay. And then a draw with Crystal Palace, and then they beat Jablonec 3-1, so a 5-1 victory there on aggregate. They beat Burnley 1-0 in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Spurs on the brink of winning a trophy. We're going to have to keep going. Atletico Madrid in the semi-final. First leg 1-0. A 3-1 loss. A 3-1 loss in the away leg means they go 3-2 out on aggregate. And then there you have it. Spurs have won a trophy. Can you believe it? Nuno Santos has won Spurs a trophy. It's the undoable. The unthinkable. They beat Chelsea 2-1 in the final. You love to see it if you're a Spurs fan. They then lose 3-0 to Man City and beat Burnley 3-0 on the last day of the season. Which means when we go to competition overview, you will see they have finished in 5th place, which is a very respectable finish for them. FA Cup winner here. Knocked out in the semi-final by Atletico Madrid. A very respectable team to be knocking them out, if we should say so. Very good progression through that, and a good team that's put them out. Obviously, the only real letdown I would say on this season is being knocked out by Lincoln. So that is them with Harry Kane. Like I said, we are going to throw in a little bit of an extra curveball here in a season and see how they've done without Harry Kane. So it's only going to be a 2-second intro where we just look at the progression through the season. I'm not going to have all the segments. So we'll be back in 2 seconds and we'll do a contrast and compare with the two. Alright, so like I said, just a really quick segment here on Tottenham without Harry Kane. As you can see, they have done absolutely nowhere near as good. Finishing 13th in the Premier League all the way down here on 49 points behind Leicester, Burnley, Crystal Palace, Wolves, West Ham and Leeds. Get knocked out in the first round of the Euro Cup from Real San Sebastian. Knocked out in the semi-final by Chelsea. It's not too bad for the FA Cup, but I mean, Nuno beat Chelsea in the final in the previous one and being the runner-up in the Carabao Cup is probably the only real progression that we have here. The top goal scorers, Dele Alli and Son, on 12 goals in the league for them. Lucas Moura and Carlos Vinicius, top goal scorer in the Euro Cup, 4 goals. Dele Alli third in the English FA Cup, and Lucas Moura, Dele Alli 2. So I believe Dele Alli was playing striker for most of this season for them in that 5-2-3 formation. So yeah, there you go. Tottenham will suffer if they lose Harry Kane and don't replace him. That is the biggest sort of thing that we've seen from this. Is if I go into the transfer history here, nobody was brought in to really replace that attacking aspect that Harry Kane had. They brought in Martial as on the previous one, Lewis Ferguson and Nathan Ake. I mean, they've shored up the defence and have brought in a reasonably good midfielder in there for 1.4 million, but just not replacing that attacking threat is what's done them. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one very shortly.